Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, great people. Welcome back to our channel. We're so excited to have you again. The man whom PDP had nominated to take over from a Ebonyi State governor who was sacked by an Abuja Federal High Court under Justice Inyang Ekwo has reacted on what is still going on till now. Don't forget that the Federal High Court in Abuja had released a judicial precedent or sentence that the governor of Ebonyi State for cross-carpeting to APC should vacate the office because the vote was actually given to him on the platform of People Democratic Party. And you're going to see the full details of all of these in a jiffy. But before we continue, if you've not subscribed to our channel, please do well to hit on the red subscribe button and also the bell icon so that you get notification anytime we publish our videos. According to the news, a member of the House of Representatives, Iduma Igariwe, has described the continued occupation of the office of the governor of Ebonyi State by Dave Umahi as illegal, saying he is now a former governor. Igariwe, who the People Democratic Party (PDP) nominated to replace Umahi after a federal high court sacked the incumbent, asked the Independent National Electoral Commission to enforce the court judgment and declared him the governor. The lawmaker's address was titled Justice Inyang Ekwo Judgment, March 8, 2022, sacking Governor Dave Umahi and his deputy, a call on former Governor Dave Umahi to vacate office without further delay. According to the writer, he said that the Constitution under Section 240 and 241 allows a party like Umahi in this case to appeal to the Court of Appeal, but the appeal does not stop the person who got the judgment from enjoying the fruit of the judgment. What Umahi will do if he wants to stay in that office is to get a stay of execution of this judgment. In the absence of a stay of execution by a court of competent jurisdiction, we are not asking him to go to the Abakaliki High Court and procure a stay of execution. That will not suffice in this circumstance. He needs to approach the same court that delivered this judgment. It is this court that will consider the merit of granting that stay of execution or not. That you have gone to appeal does not stop the process of obeying the court order, which is the case now. What will stay in our hand if there is a stay of execution properly ordered by a court of competent jurisdiction. Meanwhile, Umahi and his deputy Kelechi Igwe has secured an interim order from the High Court of Ebonyi State not to vacate their offices. This follows the granting of an ex parte motion by counsel for the duo. Roy Umahi brought pursuant to Rule 3, subsection 3 of the High Court rules in suit number HAB/12/13/22. The court had on February 28, 2022 ruled that Umahi and his deputy did not flout any law by defecting to the All Progressive Congress from People Democratic Party. The court presided over by Justice Henry Njoku has dismissed the matter for lacking in merit and fined the plaintiff, Sonny Ogbuji, who was the APC candidate and runners-up in the 2019 governorship election, 500,000 naira. However, an Abuja Federal High Court on March 8, 2022 ruled on a similar matter filed by the PDP and ordered the governor and his deputy to vacate their seat. Justice Inyang Ekwo further ordered the Independent National Electoral Commission to accept new nomination for the two positions from the People Democratic Party and to issue them with certificate of return for them to be sworn in as governor and deputy. Umahi and his deputy rejected the Abuja ruling, arguing that the Ebonyi High Court ruling should take preeminence. To this effect, Umahi and Igwe approached the semi-Bonny High Court on Thursday and pray it to declare that its February 28 judgment remained valid and as such should take precedence over any other contrary judgment and should be binding on all parties, persons, and authority. In his ruling, Justice Henry Njoku granted the prayer sought by the duo and adjourned the matter till March 16 for hearing on the motion on notice. He declared that it is hereby ordered as follows: an interim order of this honorable court for 7 days, subject to renewal, is hereby granted in view of the judgment in suit number HAB-13/22, delivered on the 28th day of February 2022, being a judgment in rem and having precedence over any contrary judgment. The applicant Dave Nweze Umahi and Dr. Eric Kelechi Igwe shall accordingly remain and not be removed from office as governors and deputy governor of Ebonyi State, respectively. Meanwhile, the Speaker of Ebonyi State House of Assembly, Francis Nwifuru, and 14 other lawmakers sacked by the Abuja court for defecting to APC from the PDP on Thursday said they were dissatisfied with the judgment. Justice Ikwo had on Tuesday declared vacant the seat of Nwifuru and the 14 other lawmakers. The judge ordered INEC to conduct a by-election to fill the vacant seats in the respective constituencies within 90 days. But Nwifuru, who briefed journalists alongside the other lawmakers in Abakaliki, disclosed that they had filed an appeal and stay of execution in respect to the judgment. He, however, said they would obey the judgment. Quite interesting here. And I don't know how true, for those who are legal experts here who may be hearing this news, would like you to throw a little more light on the issue of, whether it should be an Abakaliki court or the court that ordered their removal, that they should, according to the person who was nominated by PDP to take over the office. He's saying that it is the same court that should give Umahi stay of execution and not the court in Abakaliki. But you know that Abakaliki court also is a court of competent jurisdiction, and Umahi has already approached them and has gotten a stay on office, and which is subject to renewal. As long as the case has not ended, it is still subject to renewal. And I don't know if there is any truth in what the lawmaker, who should be a governor by now, what he said, because according to him, he is disputing everything that is happening right now between the two courts, that it is the court that ordered the sack that Dave Umahi should approach and not the one in Abakaliki. We're waiting to hear what the court in Abuja, because I feel at this point that PDP will begin to make some very stringent moves, to see how that court order stands. But then don't forget that Umahi has also gone further to appeal the case. We are yet to know the exact date when the appeal will start. But however, it seems as if things are not really working out as expected. Let's sit back and see what will happen in the nearest future in respect to this issue. We'd like to leave it there. Go to our comment section. Let's interact.